guys, and welcome back to my channel and to another video. And today's video is going to be about an article I found on the Sun online newspaper website. It's called Duty of Care: What are the symptoms of autism in adults and how do they test for it? So that's the article that I'm going to be using today in this video. And it basically says here on my phone, I've got it, it says people on the autistic spectrum who are considered high functioning may simply feel like something is different about them. There are around 700,000 people on the autistic spectrum in the UK. That's around 1 in every 100, which works out 1 in every 10 people, like myself. Here is a guide to spotting the signs or symptoms of the hidden disability within adults. And then it goes on to say about the names for it: Asperger's syndrome, classic autism, Kanner syndrome, everything else that goes with that. And it says autism or Asperger's syndrome can affect a person's social interaction, communication, interests and behaviour. No two people with autism spectrum disorder or condition, I rather name it, are the same. We have a variety of signs and symptoms, and it differences in the severity levels, which it does, because a lot of people with autism can be verbal or non-verbal, and some can require 24-hour day care, some require very little care, like myself. I just need the occasional bit of support to deal with things and get through things. So I'm pretty much high functioning on my own, independent, I live on my own. Yeah. And I've always felt that I've been odd, that I've stood out. I've never fitted in within society properly. I've never maintained the friendships or been able to effectively communicate for myself. So I've had to always try and tell people what I think, not necessarily being the most accurate way of telling people, or actually trying to help understand why I've always been different. It says, whilst autism is mostly diagnosed in toddlers, it is possible for adults with autism to go undiagnosed. Yes, because I was again masking for quite a long time, and I got completely missed out as a child and got diagnosed as in my late 20s. So what are the signs of high functioning autism? Prominent symptoms of ASD or ASC, in my case, are usually diagnosed in young children and toddler around the age of 2 or 3. However, if you're an adult who hasn't been diagnosed, you may believe you have ASD or ASC. You may have high functioning autism. Here are some of the signs to look out for. Communication challenges, so again the way that you communicate and see the world, participate in conversation, difficulty relating to others' thoughts or feelings, body language, facial expressions, use flat, monotone or robotic speaking language, inventing own descriptive words or phrases, using figures of speech and turns of phrase like the early bird catches the worm is really difficult. You don't look at someone's eyes when talking to them. You talk in the same patterns whether you're at home, out in public or at work. You talk a lot about favourite interests, yes. Building and maintaining friendships is difficult, yes. Emotional and behavioural difficulties, again, I have attached the National Autistic Society's article about autism in adults, but I just want to touch on my own experiences for a little while in this video. For me, I went undiagnosed for quite a long time. As you guys already know, I was diagnosed when I was 26 years old. I'm now 30 years old, and I have attached the information for you to look at. I will attach the article that I'm reading about as well in the video description so that you can read more of it for yourself. But this article I do and don't agree with, because there is some points they do raise which are accurate about the noises, the smells, the special interests, or as I call them, deep topics that I'm interested in, hypersensitivities and things like that as well. But at the same time, I feel that it does label us too much, and the fact that they've currently said that there is no tests to test for ASC, well, there actually is. There's the AQ and the EQ tests, which are two strenuous tests that you get put through as part of the autism diagnosis. It's questions about your childhood, and usually they get your parents and school reports and things like that to help make the diagnosis more easier and simpler for you. So with me, I didn't really know that I was autistic until obviously I started going through the process of answering the questions, talking about my special interests for quite a long time, not knowing when it was appropriate to turn taken or not. And I was quite angry, I was quite rigid, I didn't like change, I didn't like the fact that I couldn't do what I wanted to do, And I was very, very, very angry when I received my diagnosis. I was very, very emotional. I was rude. I screamed and cried for weeks upon weeks upon weeks because I found it very, very confusing. All of a sudden, oh, now, bang, wallop, I've got this big label wrapped around my head, and now everyone's going to start treating me like I'm some kind of idiot or silly person. And, like, you know, this has been difficult to do this video because, again, this newspaper article, things like this can mistwist it, and they can make out that people with autism are dangerous, which isn't the case. I am proud to be autistic, and hopefully this article is trying to get awareness out there and get this support that autistic adults will need who go undiagnosed or feel that they are on the autistic spectrum. So please feel free to reach out to me. You know that you're not alone, and this article, I think, is trying to do good and teaching about autism acceptance, making sure that we get the help and support that we need. But at the same time, again, it's coming from a newspaper which has been known to not really tell the full story about ASD or ASC, and it's made it rather difficult for people with autism to be much believed or supported. So again, I will give this website credit because they have done it really well this time round. I think they have worded it right. But at the same time, again, I have attached the information about autism and diagnosis in adults from the National Autistic Society. So please give this a like, please comment, please share, and please subscribe. Bye guys.